We are looking at a Smith & Wesson 44 Magnum from the Performance Center. This is going to be one enjoyable tabletop review. When I say the phrase 44 Magnum, now honestly, what comes to mind? Huh? Clint Eastwood? Dirty Harry? How about the movie Sudden Impact? Early 1980s? Let's just go right into that really cool scene for a moment. Get you back in time and thinking about the 44 Magnum. Remember the scene where he's eating a hot dog and he's walking out real casually, and the bad guy's laying on the ground. He's already been shot by Clint Eastwood, and he's laying there, and his pistol is like 2 inches from his hand, and he's reaching for that pistol, except Dirty Harry has got a 44 Magnum pointed at his head. And the bad guy's thinking, should I grab that pistol of mine and shoot at this cop who's casually eating this hot dog? He's thinking about it. He's pondering about it. And here goes Dirty Harry. I know what you're thinking. Did I fire 6 shots or only 5? Well, to tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I kind of lost track of myself. But being that this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and will blow your head off clearly, you've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? Go ahead. Make my day. And I gotta walk up to the gun and show you what Clint does next. Clint goes like this. It was so cool. Unloaded it. Pop! It was unloaded. It was unloaded. This is gonna be a fun tabletop review. Welcome to weaponseducation.com on YouTube. We are gonna look in depth at this pistol, my personal pistol revolver from the Performance Center. And I want to tell you one more little piece of tidbit and some history on that phrase called, go ahead and make my day. Now, if you knew this, it would surprise me, because I really doubt you know this stat, which I'm about to tell you. We know what the Castle Doctrine is, right? The Castle Doctrine is a law that came into place in 1985 in Colorado. It was a landmark case. And it was actually called, for a while, it was called the Make My Day Law. Very cool. And this is the statute that protects people from criminal charges or civil charges from being attacked in their own home. As a matter of fact, this is pretty cool. When Clint Eastwood put his handprint on Hollywood Boulevard on August 21st, 1984, a year after the movie Sudden Impact, he wrote down there in that cement, and his statement was, "You made my day." And he put his handprints in the concrete. But the Castle Doctrine, aka also known as the Make My Day Law, it's true. You can check it out. So thank you, Clint Eastwood, for that simple phrase. Let's talk about this gun, and like I normally do, I'm just going to zoom in on this in 1080p, show you it very close up, and then I'll sit down and talk about the details of this beautiful revolver and the purpose of use for it, and the craftsmanship, the quality, and the enjoyment factor of owning it. The Performance Center is second to none, as we know. Let's take a close zoom in on it. I'll show you this side, the other side, and then one more angle, and then I'll sit down. 44 Magnum. I just look at the lines as I do this closely. You just have to appreciate the craftsmanship of a Performance Center gun from Smith. Lifetime warranty. Your lifetime, by the way. It doesn't go down the family tree. That's okay. I think this is going to last hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. The wooden grips is what I prefer on a revolver. My thing. I don't want rubber grips on something so as beautiful as this. Let's take a look at the other side. Alright, I'll pause out. Something as simple as a revolver, it just gets me excited. When it's made of this quality, it gets me excited. Here's the grips on the other side. The wooden checkering. Okay. There's your chamber. And there you have it. Performance center. Now I'm going to sit down and hold the gun and talk about it. Okay, I'll pause out. I have to give you a look at the rear of the gun first. Just look at the rear sights. You know, I like this type of beveling on the rear sight, that notch, and this one has a square in it, and you can see the front sights, very bright, and there you have the sights. I just wanted to show you that. I like that notching. I like the milling. Any type of extra milling on a revolver or any pistol for that matter, I favor. Okay, now I'm going to hold the gun. Let's take a look at this chamber and just the craftsmanship, how it pops open. You know, I've seen some revolvers that you can't do that simply. They get stuck in there, you know, and they're hard to get out. I don't like that. This is just crisp and it comes right out. There you have a good look at all 6 cylinders in a 44 Magnum. It's something to behold. It's something that you want on your waist. It's something you want to fondle. It's something you want to hear click. A hammer, trigger, cylinder, cylinders, chamber, everything about it is just perfect. Let's talk about the Performance Center at Smith & Wesson. The craftsmanship is second to none. Smith & Wesson have been making revolvers for way over 100 years. They are known for their revolvers. The Performance Center is their top echelon line of revolvers. What the gunsmiths do is they take, this is a 629 as I mentioned, it's a 44 Magnum model 629. They take the original 629 and what they do is they basically recreate it from the ground up by hand. Hand cutting gunsmithing is what it's called. They custom fit and fine-tune everything for precision. I mean, the chamber is tight as a clam. The hammer, when you hold this up against a standard Smith, which a standard Smith is phenomenal. I'll show you one here. I have a few of them. Here's a 357 Magnum 686 model. It feels good. I'll dry shoot it. Okay? But it does not feel like this. You can just hear it like a fine clock. The clicks. You know this was all handmade. The barrel is ported. It helps reduce recoil. I've shot at least 300 rounds through this. I'll bring it to the range and show the viewers the recoil on this. a real close-up view in high def of me shooting this, and you'll see that there's very little recoil the way they designed this gun. The weight, the balance, the feel. Even though it's a .44 Magnum, it really feels like you're shooting a 38 plus P in it. That's what it feels like. You can't shoot a 38 out of it. You can shoot a .44 Special out of it, which is really how the .44 Magnum became the .44 Magnum. It's the big brother of the .44 Special. But the porting on the barrel releases gas, releases recoil, reduces it, and that's just incredible. Let's talk about the hammer. What do you notice about the hammer right here? See that? See, where's the firing pin? Let me show you another Smith here momentarily, right here. The same 686. Look at that. See the firing pin? It's on the hammer. See screws in there, things like that. Things can get loose on this. It actually is a little loose, that firing pin. It's very loose. Look at that. And you look at the performance center, the firing pin is not on the hammer. Very nice. It's on the frame. Now the transfer bar is something I want to talk about. People may not realize this, but there's a safety feature built into these revolvers. You shake it. Do you hear anything? No, of course not. Everything's tight as a clam. See? In case you drop this and it's in this mode loaded, it's not going to fire. It's called a transfer bar. It's a safety feature, so if you drop a loaded gun it won't fire. That's a good thing. Here is a Ruger, and I love this gun. We'll do a tabletop review on this. .454 Cachul. Also shoots .45 long Colt. The only thing on this revolver I want to point out is, hear that? Hear that? That annoys me a little bit. That's the transfer bar. That's the safety in case you drop it. It's not going to fire. Sounds loose to me. Here's another Smith, the first 686 I showed you. Tight. Performance center. This is just tight as, I keep saying tight as a clam. That's tight. How about collectability? I'll tell you exactly what I paid for this. I probably paid a little too much, but I'm going to tell you. It was only a year ago. This is being made in May of 2011, this video. So around May of 2010, I did pay $1,125. And at the time, that's what I paid. Today, trying to find it. It's a 629-6, by the way. And that dash after the 629, it means something. You Smith & Wesson fanatics know what I'm talking about. And it means that this is a limited edition. You can never ever purchase this exact version of this revolver again. It's not made anymore. Like I said, it's handmade, therefore, gosh, the gunsmiths who built this exact version may not even work at Smith no more. And through the years, as people pass away, you can never reproduce this exact version. It's handcrafted. So it's going to be an heirloom in your family. It's a collector's edition, and going back to price, it's going to go up in value. I seen one of these on Gunbroker for $1,400 recently, 2 weeks ago. This exact model, used. They wouldn't say how many rounds went through it, but they just said, hey, this is what it is. If you want it, it's $1,400. So I feel good about the $1,125. At the time, I probably could have paid $900, maybe $1,000 for it, but whatever. I have this now, and it's going to last for centuries. I mean, it'll never break down. Just keep your ballast all on it, and then you're good to go. Keep it clean after every time you shoot it. Stainless steel finish. I mean, it's stainless steel, but it's matted. Will help for rusting. Beautiful. What is the purpose of this gun? Personal protection. You know what? I do like to carry this. Here's the holster I use. It's a Galco paddle holster. Okay? And when you get these holsters, by the way, see, this one's a little tight. I have to lube it. You do want to lube it. But I do like to carry this as a sidearm, even though it only holds 6 rounds. It's just kind of cool carrying a .44 Magnum revolver. And I will also carry something like a Glock 29 in addition to this, so I have the firepower. Here's what I use for extra rounds in case I need. I showed you this on another video, in that J-frame video. If you didn't see the Smith & Wesson J-frame video, take a look at that. But this Bianchi, it's called a speed strip, holds 6 rounds, and this plastic, you can quickly pull out the rounds and have them at your fingertips. So you put this in your pocket, you get 6 and 6, you get 12 rounds to go. But I do like to carry this. So that's one role, it is good for concealment. It's also great for the great outdoors. Just for anything that bad might come at you. As big as a polar bear. As a matter of fact, and I mean fact, not as a pun, as a matter of fact, this has a record-setting for a revolver at the time, like 20 years ago. It took out one of the largest polar bears in the world, this .44 Magnum. Not this model, but a .44 Magnum. And it's even been used to take down elephants. So think of the power of a .44 Magnum. Very accurate, up to 50 yards. And it has been known to shoot 3 to 4 inch groups at 50 yards. Maybe not with this short of a barrel, but it's very, very accurate. Really, the purpose of this gun is for home personal protection, for concealment, for collectability, to be an heirloom to your family, to fondle it, hold it. If you really want to buy the best of the best, you get the Performance Center. And it's also great for hunting. A lot of you hunters, this is good up to elk-sized animals. Here in South Florida, a lot of guys buy this just to, they go boar hunting, and those boars they're no little piglets. Those boars are 300 pounds with these horns coming at you, and they attack. You better have something that's going to take them down in one shot. You're not going to want to be plinking at them with a 380. You want a .44 Magnum. Now we know this was known as the most powerful handgun in the world, and it was overtaken by this. Oh, this is heavy. The Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum. I'll do a really close tabletop on this. I did a review on this in the past. I'm going to really redo that review because this gun deserves a better video. But here is the most powerful handgun in the world right now, the 500 Smith & Wesson. But realistically speaking, you're not going to want to shoot this. If you look at my video, Happiness is a Warm Gun, I think it's part 2, yes. And you watch me shoot this, I'm a big guy, 6'4". Recoil is real on this. This goes through every nerve in your body and out your toes like you're hit with a bolt of lightning through your wrist. This is just too much. But it's really cool to have. It's not something you want to use at the range. One shot for personal protection, because the second shot you're not going to get back on target most likely. Where this .44 Magnum, I got to tell you, from the Performance Center, I'll say it again, it's like shooting a 38 plus P out of it. That's what it feels like as far as recoil. It's not bad. That's my take on it. I want to show you one more good close-up on it, and then I'm going to check out. Oh, here's one more thing I want to show you. See this? .44 Magnum shot shells. You can put those in there if you want. You want to shoot some snakes or varmints. It's kind of cool. But I'm going to zoom in on it and then check out, because I want to give you one more good close look, specifically at the logo of the Performance Center. Let's take a good close look at this logo right there. Performance Center. Smith & Wesson. Revolver. Wooden grips, checkered. If you want the best of the best in revolvers, you want a Performance Center from Smith. Well, now that you had a very good close look at this beautiful revolver, this 44 Magnum, I hope you can see the enjoyment I get out of making these videos. I'm going to keep making these videos, both for myself and for you, the viewer. Hopefully you're learning from it. Hopefully you're enjoying it. And I respectfully ask that you tell a friend if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to our channel. It's our channel. Let's grow this to the most respectable channel in the world. Thank you. Check it out. weaponseducation.com on YouTube. That was a fun review.